What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today I got a very special opening. Today I got my hands on a confirmed, 100% confirmed Shadowless booster box, which I'm not opening. I'm not opening the actual box. We're just going to open this packaging, just so you know. I think the video is going to tell something like, I bought the box. So just so you know, I'm not opening it. The title's called, I bought the box. I'm going to explain the box and why it's worth so much money, and that's kind of going to be the big focus of this video. So first and foremost, before I get into this box, we got I got to break down the history of the original base set release in the late 90s and why the box that I got is so rare and so ridiculously expensive. So right off the bat, this right here is the regular unlimited version of the box. This is probably what you grew up with. Actually, I got Charizards next to me, which I can kind of break down with. A lot of times, whenever I show up Charizards, people always like, oh, I have like 4 of these in my closet. There's a good chance you don't have 4 of these sitting in your closet, because if you did, they're worth a lot of money, and you should probably go get those right now and get them graded. What most people probably have are these. This is the original Charizard, well, I guess technically the third version of Charizard that was released in the late 90s, featuring a shadowed border. This is what everybody had. This is like the item to have when you were a kid. Now, before this, though, we actually had 2 other Charizards. You had this one right here. As you can see, there is no shadow in the border. Again, to kind of compare the differences. You see the shadow right there? And there's no shadow over here. Yeah, this Charizard not having that shadow makes it so much more limited and so much more rare than this one. And the price difference is actually astounding. I think as a PSA 10, this is like a $1,200 to $1,500 card. As a PSA 10 for this, honestly, I don't even know how much it's worth. I want to say it's probably closer to like 10 grand, because that's how ridiculously rare these are. But for this one, of course, we had the first edition Charizard. This is the mythical Charizard I only heard stories about when I was a kid. I believe the story is with Wizards of the Coast, the only way to get the first edition box were if you lived on the coast, aka Wizards of the Coast. I don't know how like accurate that story is, but the first edition print of base set was so rare that it was only basically obtainable there. So most people probably never even seen this when they were kids, but again, you heard stories because they had first edition cards back then. So yeah, now we established first edition, Shadowless, and Unlimited. Now you kind of know the difference. Again, if you say, oh, I have 4 of these, you probably have 4 of these. Now, if you have 4 of these, again, with the lack of a shadow, you should probably get those graded, because you might be sitting on a landmine, because these cards are so much more expensive and rare than this one. I mean, for example, as a PSA 10 first edition Shadowless Charizard, we're talking about like $50,000. I'm not even kidding. So it might even be more than that at this point. Like, these guys are just so ridiculous. Okay, now, before we get into the actual box, I gotta explain tradable. So right next to me, I have 3 blister packs featuring all the original arts. You got Blastoise, Charizard, and Venusaur. Now, in the prints of packs that I wish I had a pack next to me. Actually, I do. I'm so glad I saved this. So this is actually a already open wrapper, but as you can see, it says Pokemon trading card and then 11 additional game cards. Now, if you notice this pack right here, it's actually compared with the Charizard, so you can see the exact same art. The Pokemon trading card logo is down here, and then it says tradable instead of additional. Now, usually when you see tradable on the base set booster packs, you think, oh, Shadowless. That means Shadowless. I should probably spend a lot of money in these packs and potentially get this Charizard right over here and cash in. Don't do that, because there's actually a good chance that the tradable packs you're looking at are actually unlimited, and even though it says tradable, the content are unlimited, which means they're basically this Charizard right here, which is still good if you pull it, but it's not worth anywhere near as much as the Shadowless versions. Now, the big difference between tradable and, or I guess unlimited and Shadowless packs is the crimp. Now, this is the first edition pack. All first edition packs are base set in English are basically 100% shadowless, unless of course you get like the German version and stuff like that. You can have shadowed version of first edition packs there. But as you can see the crimp. See how it's like super long? This is exclusive pretty much to all the shadowless packs. See how these over here are all small? So yeah, because they're small, this is a good chance that these are actually unlimited packs. And in fact, I confirmed it, because when I bought these blisters, I bought like 4 of them, and I opened one of them, and then I saw that they were actually unlimited packs. So now basically, these are basically premium base set packs, but the contents are unlimited, so don't open these. But yeah, with these, like I said, the long crimp signifies Shadowless, and of course, if it's first edition, it's pretty much even guaranteed. So now we have that established, we can get into the actual boxes. So actually, let me pop this out of this case and show you the regular base set box. As you can see, it's got the Blue-winged Charizard, which is basically the same one that you see on the actual packs. It's got the Wizards of the Coast logo, and most of the time you'll get like 6 country codes on the back, which you can see right there. We got France, Europe, Italy, Canada, UK, and then South Africa. So this is just a regular unlimited box. Again, you're gonna get so annoyed with me explaining this, but this Charizard with the shadow comes out of this box. This is the most common box you can get online. I think it costs anywhere between 3 to 4 grand. You get 36 packs, and over those 36 packs, 12 packs drop holos. Potentially that same Charizard. If it's a 10, you made a good amount of money back, but for the most part, you don't really want to open these like that. Again, this is just like, it's history, but it's nowhere near as expensive as the box that I have next to me. Now, this guy right here. This guy right here is basically the bane of every collector's existence because, number one, the first edition version on this pack is so impossible to find, and if you do, it's pretty much impossible to afford because it's like $80,000, $90,000 for a box. I'm not even kidding. Like, I think the last recorded box I know was like April of this past year, and that sold for $78,000. And since then, I believe another box has sold even more than that. I don't have the first edition box. I'll tell you that right now. This is just the Shadowless Unlimited version. Wait, no, Shadowless non-first edition version. Let me not say Unlimited because Unlimited means the Shadow ones that I showed you earlier. So now, the difference between this box right here, the first thing you'll notice is on the side, this is the same Charizard art that's actually on the Charizard card. Again, to compare, this is the regular Blue Wing, this is the Shadowless one. Now, what people tend to do when they have these Shadowless packs or boxes, they try to sell them on eBay as Shadowless boxes, and people get fooled into buying them. But a lot of times when they buy them, they end up actually being they end up having content of unlimited packs. And I kind of explain why you don't want to just like blindly buy this without seeing all the different signs of whether or not you actually should. So let me actually pop this out of the box real fast. Don't worry, we're not opening this. This is literally history. So the reason why this is a guaranteed, confirmed Shadowless box is because, first and foremost, what do you notice here? I know you can tell. You see it? Wizards of the Coast logo? No Wizards of the Coast logo. Originally, when they printed these, they did not have the Wizards of the Coast logo. I believe the first edition box, as well as like the next print Shadowless box, did not have this logo, which means this is produced way, way early in the Wizards of the Coast Pokemon days, which means there's a good chance it's a Shadowless. However, not 100% confirmed yet. The next big signifier, as I mentioned on the back, you see you have 6 country codes, which I showed you right there. This one only has 1. Again, signifying this is a early print Shadowless box. And by the way, pretty much if you get this with the shrink wrap completely without the Wizards of the Coast logo, it's pretty much like 99.9% sure. But there's also one extra way to tell whether or not these boxes actually have Shadowless packs. So right off the bat, let's actually kind of get close to this. If I can show you this. You can't really tell, but let me try to shine some light into this. Don't worry, this is not damage the boxes. Notice how the crimp, you see that? These are short crimp packs, which is exactly what I showed you earlier. Bam. See that? There's a short crimp pack, nice and thin and kind of spread far apart. This is a unlimited box, which is the one that I showed you with the Blue Wing. Now, if you do the exact same test to the Shadowless box, you're gonna notice, hopefully, I mean, this is from what I was told before I bought this. For all I know, this is not the same box I got, and hopefully that's not the case. Yep, and right off the bat, I can see that these are actually long crimp packs. You see that? It's kind of hard to see, but like, you can see enough. Bam, there we go, that's a good shot right there. These are all Shadowless packs. Another way to tell, of course, is when I showed you guys, you have the red trading card game logo. If you push down on this again, you'll notice that there is no red there. It's gonna be kind of hard to tell here. Yep, there's no red there. I see a Charizard wing actually at the top, but there's no red. Whereas on here, if I can actually even show this off, yeah, right there, you can kind of see it. If I press down on this one, you'll kind of see it poking out, but you see how it has that Pokemon trading card game logo. You can't really even see it because this is like a horrible angle, but it's got this the E. You can see kind of this right there. Bam, you see that? Kind of, barely right there, like literally right there. That. This one does not have that. Again, kind of push down on it. All you see is the Pokemon logo, and then you see the wing of Charizard. This is a Shadowless booster box, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. The good news is, if you buy something like this, if you are basically investing in sealed product, this is one of those things that's going to only go up in price way, way more. Actually, I'll be honest with you, the price that I paid for this was way less than what it usually goes for. It's actually one of those things where I got really, really lucky, and I finally pulled the trigger. After I confirmed that this was Shadowless, I did the TCA gaming test. If you want to see TCA's video, I'll have it in the description below. Once I confirmed the test that it is Shadowless, I just closed my eyes, hit buy, and now I officially have it. So hopefully the price keeps going up on this, and one of these days, you know, it'll be a rivaling, wow, I can't speak, rivaling the first edition Shadowless box, which again was sold for about 80,000 plus over the course of the last year. Probably not anytime soon, but we can actually see it for a lot. To kind of also give you a comparison, these boxes, when you confirm Shadowless, they tend to go anywhere between $20,000 to $25,000. I did not pay that much. Like I said, I got very, very lucky for the price that I got. I got a really, really good deal. But these right now easily can sell anywhere between 20 to 25 grand if you have it. Again, the big signifier is the fact that it's got the clear shrink wrap, it's got the Gleaming Charizard, got one country code, and of course the final test being looking at the top of the box. And if you can see that if you see that long crimp, you got a gold mine in front of you. So yeah. So yeah, it's a little bit different kind of video. I'm not opening this. I am never going to open this. Don't ask me. I know usually when I show out booster boxes, people sometimes get mad at me for not opening them. But like, you got to understand, something like this or the LOB boxes that I got a while back, those things you want to hang on to forever. Or I guess a couple years and then see what happens. At that point, you could sell them whatever you want. But you're better off just buying the card you want inside this than actually opening the box itself. Because the value of these are only going to keep going up. And over time, they're going to explode. I mean, a good example is I got my Neo Destiny box. I bought this in 2016 for $3 grand, which you're gonna see this and think, man, that's a lot of money. But the thing is, this is like a $10,000 box today, and I see it sell actively for 10,000 plus. I bought this for $3 grand. 3 years later, 10 grand. The same is gonna happen for this box as well, but probably like way more ridiculous because, like I said, there's a lot less of these than there are Neo Destiny boxes. And if they're confirmed Shadowless, they're only gonna like explode in prices over time. So hopefully, the same effect and the same investment I made today is gonna reflect greatly in like 3 years, and we'll see what happens then. But for now, kind of want to share this piece of history and probably the most expensive single item product I've ever bought in my entire life on video, because I think this is actually really, really cool. So yeah. With that said, if you enjoyed this kind of video and you want to see more sealed content videos in the future, because I actually have some sealed stuff that I never showed you guys before, then hit that thumbs up, leave a comment. Actually, the question I'm going to ask you is if you could have any sealed product in Pokemon, not counting first edition or Shadowless box, to kind of make it more easier for you guys, what would it be and why? Let me know in the comment section below. Because if otherwise, everyone's gonna be like, well, yeah, I want the first edition box. But not counting the first edition box or the Shadowless box, what is one sealed product you want from the Pokemon world and why? Let me know down below. But with that said, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Slap a like on it if you want to see more of this stuff, and we'll make it happen. But otherwise, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.